Hello, welcome to yoga. My name is Diamond. Thank you for joining me tonight. We're gonna have a nice, short, simple, gentle class. We're gonna stay pretty low to the ground. We won't really be up on our feet too much, so definitely get cozy. If you would like a blanket or a block to prop the hips up, to sit on top of, maybe you can put a blanket on your mat or just have one at the end for the meditative portion of the class. That might be nice. But we're just gonna get right into it. If at any point any of these poses don't agree with you, feel free to skip them, sit them out, take child's pose. But to begin, we are going to start seated. I'm going to sit up on a block just to find a little bit more space. And then you can come to a cross-leg position. You can also sit on your knees or however is comfortable. But just find a space where you can lengthen in the spine. The shoulders can relax and drop down behind the back. Bring the hands to the knees. They can be palms face up or down, whatever feels good. They could also be in your lap. They can be wherever you would like. Just try to relax. Try to straighten the crown of the head up towards the sky. And then from here, let's just shrug the shoulders up on an inhale. And as you exhale, roll them down behind you, keeping the spine straight, the shoulder blades tracking on top of the hips. Inhale, shoulders come up. Exhale, they drop down behind you. Let's take this a few times. Really just starting to get into the breath. Our first bits of movement here. Trying to take these slower than you probably would like to. Reverse the circles under your next inhale. So inhale, bring the shoulders up. And exhale, drop them forward. And then just keep the hands to the knees now. We're going to try to keep the spine straight and move our torso kind of in like a grinding motion. But let's start by keeping the motion really small. So as we inhale, let's fill the belly up with air. Sweep the torso around so the belly sticks out and the chest comes out. Open up through the throat slightly. And then as you exhale, you continue to wind the body backwards. So the belly button comes into the spine. We cave through the middle portion of our body. And then we continue in a circular motion like this. Inhaling, coming forward. Exhaling, caving the back, coming behind. Just taking some spinal rolls. Again, following your breath. So do this quite slowly. Trying to keep the motion focused on the middle part of your body. And as we start to warm up a little bit more, we can begin to make these motions a little bit bigger. On your next inhale, reverse the direction of your circle. And then come to center, realign the spine, stack the shoulders above the hips, crown of the head reaches up towards the sky. Collarbones press forward a little bit, but we tuck our lower rib cage under so we're not splaying them out. Everything is in a straight line. As you inhale, bring the chin to the sky, look up without crunching in the back of the neck. And as you exhale, bring the chin into the chest and stretch through the back of the neck. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, chin to chest. A few more times. Really syncing up with the breath here. grounding down through the sit bones. Let's start to make this motion a little bit bigger as we inhale. Open up the chest, maybe a slight back bend, upper back, shoulder blades squeeze together. As you exhale, bring the belly button to the spine, cave through the chest, like a cat-cow, but we're seated upright. Inhaling, coming into a cow-like pose. And exhale, arching the back. A few more rounds. As we inhale, maybe we bring the hands to the back of the head. The elbows are going to come wide, and then open up the chest. Breathe in deep here, arching through the back. And then as we exhale, the elbows are going to come in together. The chin is going to come into the chest. And let the weight of the hands kind of sit on the base of the neck, the back of the head. We're not pulling here, just resting the hands here. Elbows are together. And then we can start to rock the head side to side with the hands. Again, not pulling, but just allowing a little bit of extra weight from your hands to rest on the neck. On your next inhale, look up, arms reach up towards the sky. And then as you exhale, left hand comes to the right knee, right hand comes behind. We're going to twist over towards the right side of the body. Inhale, crown of the head lifts up towards the ceiling, lengthen through the spine. As you exhale, twist a little further towards your right. Maybe you look back over the right shoulder. Take 3 breaths here. On your next inhale, arms reach up towards the sky once more. Exhale, right hand comes to the left knee. Left hand comes behind. Inhale to lengthen. And as you exhale, twist. Breathe into the belly button. Gaze follows over the left shoulder. Two more breaths. And then release, come back to center. From here, we're actually going to, if you are sitting on anything like a block or a blanket, we're going to remove it here. And then the legs are going to come out long. I'm just going to turn so you can see me, but you can stay whichever way you're facing. So the feet are going to come out straight. We're going to bend the left knee, so the left foot comes flat on the ground. The right foot is going to come in. We're going to cross the right ankle over the left knee, so you can walk your left foot out to do this. And then just walk that left foot back in. We're going to come into a figure 4 shape or seated pigeon. So from here, you want to make sure you're not like slouching down in your back, right? We want to make sure that the spine is straight. So if that means you need to walk the foot out a little bit more, you can do so. So wherever you are, breathe here, spine is straight. And the right knee is pressing away from the body. Take a few more deep breaths here in this position. And then on your next breath, right, you can support yourself with your hands if you need to. But essentially, I'm going to bring my knee and my right foot or ankle into my hands as I straighten out through the left leg. It's going to come out long. Both sit bones are on the ground. I'm kind of let this leg be heavy. And I'm just going to rock the knee side to side. Getting into the hip. Maybe you rock forward and backwards. Just finding motion finding any spaces where you feel tight. And just trying to warm up through that hip joint. And then from here, the bottom of the right foot is going to come to the ground, about a fist distance away from the left foot, right? And then actually we're going to let that right knee come out and fall over to the side here. We can actually open up through the right knee a little bit more. We're going to come into Janu Sirsasana. And so just keep the both hip seat bones on the ground. We're going to open up our hips a little so the knee is out. The left foot is still flexed. And then we're just going to, with a straight spine, the right arm is going to come up towards the sky. And it's going to side bend over towards the left foot. So this left hand can be on the ground. It can grab the big toe. It can grab the foot. It can also come to a block behind. So find a variation that works for you. Ultimately, we want the chest open, shoulders stacked, and you're reaching up and out of that right pinky overhead, kind of like you're trying to grab your foot. 2 more breaths here. Inhale, we're going to lift up. The right hand's going to come behind again, and the left hand's going to come to the right knee, and we're going to twist once more like we did before in the seated position. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Still active in this left leg. 1 more breath. And then from here, the right hand is going to plant down where it is. We're going to lift the hips up as well as the left arm. We're going to come onto the right shin, and the bottom of the left foot is going to come to the ground. We're going to sweep the arm up, baby wild thing. So we can stop here with the hand coming up over the head, or we can travel behind and find a mini back bend here just for a breath. And then we're slowly going to release all the way back down to do the other side. So let's switch legs. The right leg is going to come out long. The left ankle is going to come to the right knee. And then we're going to walk that right knee or the right foot in so we can create this seated pigeon shape with the body. The spine is straight. You can use the hands to support you, but just make sure you're not slouching. And then breathe. That left knee is going to be pushing away from the body. Two more breaths. The knee and the foot are going to come into the hands now as the right leg is going to come out long. Really ground down through the sit bones and then start to rock the foot, the leg, side to side, maybe front and back. This doesn't have to be too structured. Of course, we want to be safe, so you shouldn't feel any pinching or anything like that, but really we're just trying to get in there and just play around with what this feels like. Yoga is about self-inquiry. So ask yourself, how does it feel when my body moves like this? Where can I find resistance? And then try to breathe into that area. From here, we're going to go into Janu Sirsasana on the other side. So that left knee is going to come out wide. Turn so you can see. And this right leg is still going to come out long. So you can open the left knee. So that way you have a little bit more space here. Now that I'm realizing this, we did not even do that pose. We did not do Janu Sirsasana at all. But I guess that's where the legs were going. So we're somewhere close, but we are going to go into a side bend from here. My apologies. So you're going to grab the right big toe or the right foot. The hand's going to come to the ground or to a block. And then we are going to lift the left arm up and then side bend over towards the right foot. Chest is going to be open. Shoulders are stacked. And then reaching up and out of that left pinky. chest and chin up towards the ceiling, active in the right foot. One more breath. As we inhale, we're going to come up. The right hand's going to come to the left knee, and the left hand's going to come behind. We're going to inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist with the legs the same. And then on your next inhale, the left hand is going to plant, right? Our hips and our right arm are going to lift up. As we come onto the left shin, bottom of the right foot meets the ground. Hand can come overhead, and we're just in a side bend here, or we can bring the hand behind us, slight back bend, baby wild thing variation, and then slowly lower back down. From here, the feet are just going to come out long. We're going to inhale, lift up and out of the pelvis, and exhale with a flat back, folding from the hip crease. We're going to fold forward, catch the feet, the toes, the shins, wherever you would like, and just fold here. From here, we're going to come up on an inhale. And then as we exhale, we're just going to swing our legs around and then come over into an all fours position. So the shoulders are going to be stacked over the wrists. Hips are stacked over the ankles. We're going to drop the belly, open the chest, look up on an inhale, cow pose. Exhale, chin comes to chest, belly comes to spine, arch through the back, cat pose. Find this movement, sync it with your breath. Maybe making this movement bigger by leaning forward a little bit on the inhale, and as you exhale, maybe we drop the hips all the way back into child's pose here. Forehead comes to the ground. Inhale, pressing through the hands and the feet, coming back up into cow pose. Arch the back, tailbone is up. And then as you exhale, come back, child's pose. We'll repeat this flow a few times, following your own breath. The next time you're in child's pose, stay there. Maybe the big toes come together and the knees come out as wide as you would like. Really press those hips back down toward the heels. Walk the hands straight out forward, and the head is going to come to the ground. Breathe here. On your next breath, we're going to walk the hands over off of the mat towards the right side. The hips are going to stay exactly where they are. Left hip is really heavy here. And then take child's pose here. On your next inhale, we're going to come up a little. Maybe we shift the arm just slightly a little more to the left. The right hand's going to come up, and we're going to come into a thread the needle variation. So the right hand's going to come underneath the body and over towards the left side. So the back of the right hand and the shoulder come to the mat. And then we bring the head down to the mat, the right ear. And like I said, you can walk this left hand over a little bit more, but we're going to still press the back of that right hand and the shoulder into the ground. Hips are still heavy. I'm pressing back. And then press into that left hand, uncross the right arm, bring it out in front of us, and then we're going to repeat on the other side. So walk the hands over to the left side of the mat. Right hip is heavy, forehead comes to the ground, child's pose. Inhale, lift up. Right hand can walk slightly back over towards the right. The left hand is going to cross underneath the body. Thread the needle on the other side. So the back of the left hand and the left shoulder pressing into the mat, as is the left ear. We're going to reach the right hand in front of us and then really press back down through the hips here. Press into the right hand, unravel the body, hands come in front of you, and then we're going to come back up through a tabletop position. Tuck the toes under, heel the hips up towards the sky. We're going to come into downward facing dog. Straighten the legs, heels come towards the ground, gaze is back towards the back of your mat, between the legs, maybe towards the belly button. Hands and feet are hip distance apart. Press into the hands and feet evenly. Inhale, look up in between the hands. We're going to bring the right knee in towards the center of the body just to step it up in between the hands. And then we're going to drop the back knee, coming into a low lunge. So hips are square. Hands are supporting us. Get the legs where they are. And then on your next inhale, we're going to lift the hands up towards the sky. Inhale in, lengthen. As you exhale, we're going to twist to the right. The right hand is going to come back behind us, and the left hand is still going to be pressing forward. Legs are the same. Take an inhale in. As you exhale, this right hand is going to catch the back of the left thigh, and then we're going to sweep that left arm up overhead, and we're going to kind of help it anchor us in our twist here. And breathe into the belly button. And then swing the arms back forward to frame the foot. We're going to come into half split, so the hips are going to shift back. We're going to straighten through the right leg, flex through the right foot. We're going to plant the left hand next to the left leg, keeping the hips where they are. Hips are square. We're going to lift that right arm up towards the sky, open up. One more twist here. And then slowly release, bend into the right leg, come back into that lunge. We're going to step it back in this tabletop position. We're going to step the left foot up here. Come into low lunge. Left knee over left ankle. And then we're going to really press down through that back leg and the big toe mount of the left foot. We're going to lift the arms up towards the sky. Hips are still square. So pull that left hip crease back, press the right one forward. And as you exhale, we're going to twist to the left. The left arm goes behind you. Right arm stays forward. Look towards your left fingers. As you inhale, come back to center. Frame the foot with the hands. As you exhale, hips are going to shift back into half split, straighten through the left leg, flex the toes towards your face. Keep breathing and plant the palm of the right hand down. And we're going to keep the hips where they are, but open the right hand up to the sky, twisting from the navel here. Really press that right hand into the mat, push the ground away from you. And then unravel, bend through the left foot. We're going to step the left foot back, and then we're going to swing the legs around, and then so they just come in front of us. You can bring them about mat distance. Start to drop them left and right. And then we're actually going to come into deer pose. So we're going to bring the shin of the left foot parallel to the top of the mat, right? And so your knee and your hip socket should be in line. They should be parallel. this right leg is going to swing behind us. So that way this hip socket and this knee are also parallel. And then we're going to kick our right foot out. So our shin and our calf are perpendicular to the leg here. So you basically just want to be in straight lines here, right? And we're trying to roll this right hip down as we face forward in the mat. And then we can walk our hands out in front of us. So you may be here, just kind of seated straight. Or you can begin to walk the hands out in front of you. You can bring a block underneath you, a blanket, a pillow, and just breathe here, wherever you are. As you inhale, lift up slightly. As you exhale, we're going to walk the hands over to the left side and come into one last twist for our practice. We'll do so on the other side. But just start to walk the hands towards the left. The lower body is exactly as it is, pressing into the ground, supported by the mat. And then unravel the body. We're just going to switch here. So the right leg is going to come in front, shin parallel to the front of the mat, right? The hip is going to be in line with the right knee, creating a right angle. And then the left leg is going to come behind here, right? Hip in line with the knee, ankle in line with the knee as well, making right angles here. The left hip crease is going to press down, and then we're going to face forward and just breathe here. So you can be upright, or maybe you begin to walk your hands forward here. Wherever you are, take 5 really deep breaths. And then on your inhale, lift slightly, and then start to walk the hands over to the right side and find a twist. Really pressing down to the lower body still, breathing into the belly button, massaging the inner organs. And then slowly start to release. Wherever you are, we're going to come back into a seated position. Find cross leg, or if you're on your knees, that is fine as well. I'm going to sit back up on this block. I often find I could use the extra space to allow my knees to be heavy and my hips to open up. We're going to find a straight spine. Once more, crown of the head reaches up towards the sky. Collarbones shine forward, but lower rib cages tuck underneath, right? The hands are going to come to the knees. Shoulder blades are going to squeeze together and roll down the back. Relax through the belly. Let the legs become heavy. Maybe we close down the eyes here. Slowing down our practice, taking a moment for stillness before we move on with our nights off our mats. Trying to exhale completely, emptying out the body. Trying to keep the inhales and the exhales even. Feeling expansion as we breathe in, filling the belly up with air. Allow the rib cage to spread open. And then exhaling, pulling the belly button into the spine. Let the lower body be heavy. Sink down into the ground. soften through the face, the jaw, the skin of the forehead. Relax the tongue on the inside of your mouth. And we'll breathe here for a few moments. Start to deepen your breath. Keeping the eyes closed down, begin to bring awareness back into your physical body. Notice your contact points with the floor. Notice any sounds, any smells. Notice any space you've created, any sensations in the body. And let's take one last moment with our eyes closed down to ourselves. A moment to offer ourselves a little bit of gratitude for showing up today. As you inhale in, reach the arms up overhead. Take in the biggest breath you've taken in all day. And as you exhale, bring the hands to the chest and sigh it out, open mouth, let something go here. And I'll leave you here with this sentiment. Be gentle with yourself because you are exactly where you're supposed to be. Namaste. Thank you for practicing with me this evening. I will not be teaching an in-person outdoor donation-based class this week, but I will be streaming again next Wednesday at the same time. So I will see you guys there. Yeah, happy Cinco de Mayo.